So, okay, we have a good Twitter thread here that showcases a lot of clips and basically describes a lot of very curious policy positions that Kamala Harris has either endorsed, talked about, whatever, as her time as a prosecutor in California, and has, just in general, the things that she's talked about over, like, the last decade or so, and why it's super fucking horrifying. So I'm going to go to this first video here. Twitter does the autoplay thing, so I'm going to full screen it, max the volume. Okay, so play.
Standing here, were it not for the education I received.
Okay.
And I know many of us will say the same thing. And I believe a child going without an education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
Can you
What the fuck?
Can you imagine saying this?
Controversial in San Francisco.
Can you imagine saying this? Like, she's laughing
And
about it.
frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because
So she knows it's kind of crazy.
I'm pausing it. Like, okay, so look. Jesus Christ, this is a cursed image. I'm taking a screenshot for you. This is a cursed fucking image that I paused on. Holy shit. She looks like a fucking devil there. Anyway, so she is literally on a stage, laughing and dancing about ruining the lives of poor people. That's what she's doing.
Because they can't put their kids in school.
Yeah, do you know there's so many reasons why kids can't go to school, okay?
I do like that. It's like, okay, so our thought process is kids should always go to school. Not all kids go to school. Therefore, punish parents who cannot make their kids go to school.
Obviously, if a kid isn't going to school, the only reason is because the parent just doesn't feel like it, right? That's the only reason.
Alright, so I have a unique experience here because, if you guys don't know, I dropped out of high school for a very specific reason. And, part of that reason was basically, there's going to be a little bit of a lore here, but it ties in. I have experience with truant officers. I have experience with how this shit works, and I have experience with the aggression that these people kind of like have. And thank fucking God, Kamala Harris wasn't in my state in making these laws, because like, holy shit, this is horrifying. So I was really sick in 9th grade and 10th grade. So because of that, I was just out of school for like probably, I would say, half of both of those years. So a significant chunk of time. And I had doctor's notes for it. It was all like, on the books. But my school decided that they didn't accept the doctor's notes for whatever reason. It wasn't legitimate. I was a truant, and they decided in their minds that the doctor's notes were fake and that I was just skipping school. So they would not accept my doctor's notes. Literally, I was like in the hospital having surgery, and there are truant officers like looking for me, right? So I've had at one point when I was like 14 years old at home recovering from surgery, a truant officer nearly breaking into my house trying to like question me to see if I'm skipping school. So these people are fucking aggressive, okay? You don't understand the joy that someone gets when they have the authority to just basically break into someone's house. And if you give them the authority to arrest the whole family, that's absurd to me. That is absurd to me. So there are so many problems with the school system. If your solution to fixing the school system is to arrest the parents of children that aren't going to school, then you are not only on the wrong fucking side of the equation, you're just you're handling some other fucking mathematic language, because it's not, you don't do that. This isn't something that a human being does.
And just laughing about it and acting like
she's laughing about it.
It's a great thing. Good thing I did this.
My staff went bananas with concern. Yeah, probably because you're literally advocating for the fucking systematic classist genocide of poor people that don't have good fucking living situations.
Perhaps she's just entertaining the idea. Maybe in this next minute she will come up with another solution.
Yeah. Okay. Let's turn the video back on. Yeah. So. I'm playing?
But I said, look, I'm done. This is a serious issue, and I've got a little political capital, and I'm going to spend some of it. And this is what we did.
The idea of
we recognized that in that initiative...
Pause it. Okay, so the idea, she has political fucking capital, and she's going to spend it. Can we talk about this idea, the concept of I gave the people who voted for me, the people I'm representing, the people I'm supposed to be a part of a community, I gave them the things they wanted, so now I've gained the reputation, and now I can enact fucking authoritarian, fucking evil, fucking murderous legislation that only benefits private prison companies and every other corporation that's donating to me. I've done my duty. I've helped you guys for long enough, so now I can start destroying your families, and it's okay because I did this thing 3 years ago that you thought was pretty cool. Like, no, that's not how it works. When you're a fucking politician, you're elected to serve the fucking constituency. You're not some weird free-thinking agent that just like, alright, I'll serve them for a few years, and then we'll just level up and, serve the... Like, that's not how it fucking works. You don't spend political capital. What is that concept? Does anyone know?
It's like a video game.
Like,
Leveling up. She's prestiging right now, and she gets like a bonus point. She can put it into one of her classes.
Jesus.
And it's like, I wonder who's being targeted by all this. Like, it's definitely, like, I wonder how many kids, like, from fucking, like, rich white families who look like the fucking kid from the I had to do it from a meme are getting, like, hit by this truancy shit.
I do also want to point out that she wants to give, like, tax cuts to the middle class specifically. Not poor people, though. Like, not at all. Because she wants to incentivize, like, people to work, and this is the incentive that
she's a capitalist.
She wants.
She's a capitalist and she's a cop.
Almost like there's a class incentive for keeping poor people poor.
What are you gonna think? That's not possible. Like, why don't they just fucking... Sure, they worked at McDonald's for 30 years. Why don't they just become the manager? It's that easy. Upward mobility. Be the manager. Hello?
All the poor people have to do is just get better jobs. I've been told this on Twitter hundreds of times.
Just get a better job. Yeah.
Just work harder.
Just work harder. Yep.
If you work harder, you'll move up.
Like, bootstraps, baby.
Yeah. I know you got 3 jobs. Have you considered a 4th? Alright, let's turn this back on.
As a prosecutor in law enforcement, I have a huge stick. The school district has got a carrot. Let's work in tandem around our collective objective and goal, which is to get those kids in school. So, to that end, on my letterhead, now let me tell you something about my letterhead. When you're the DA of a major city in this country, usually the job comes with a badge. And there is often an artistic rendering of said badge on your stationery. So I sent a letter out on my letterhead to every parent in the school district.
They're really enjoying that.
Outlining the connection that was statistically proven between elementary school truancy, high school dropouts, who will become a victim of crime, and who will become a perpetrator of crime. We sent it out to everyone. A friend of mine actually called me and he said, Kamala, my wife got the letter.
All right, pause.
She freaked out.
There's something I want to bring up first.
Yeah, go.
I really like how her metaphor was carrot on a stick, when I think a more proper metaphor would have been like a gun to the back of your head.
Yeah, carrot on a stick is not... That doesn't mean anything. That's just like literally cartoonishly dumbing things down so that she doesn't look like an evil motherfucker, which she's obviously an evil motherfucker here. One of my things is like, so her solution, now, while it is good, yes, to keep children in school, you want to keep children in school, yes, right? So, duh. But her solution is, let's keep children in school, and she uses, like, what people are going to be like typically after they drop out as, like, the statistical base of why people should stay in school, which is just like, what about those people that drop out? Because there's always going to be people that drop out, right? Unless you, like, mandate something, and that's kind of authoritarian. But, there's always going to be, like, should they just go away? Like, I dropped out of high school. Am I just a statistic? Do I not matter? Just for the rest of my life, am I just like should have stayed in school? Otherwise, like Kamala Harris, what does that mean? Like, hello?
But those decisions you made when you were 16, I mean, if you made the bad choices when you were a fucking kid who didn't know any better, I'm sorry.
I didn't even make a bad choice. I literally fucking got forced to drop out so that truant officers wouldn't fucking arrest my family. Like, that is why I dropped out of high school, because I had surgeries when I was in 9th and 10th grade, and they wouldn't accept my doctor's notes. They kept harassing me, and so I had to drop out. That was why I dropped out. So maybe this dumb bitch, maybe if she were to think, oh, maybe if you were just, I don't know, less authoritarian, more compassionate, and maybe the schooling would be more about helping the children rather than indoctrinating them and making them uncomfortable. Maybe if that's how you fix the school system, maybe that would have an effect. But no,
It's like
just arrest families for some reason.
it's such a galaxy brain thing to be like, lots of kids aren't going to school, and instead of like looking into why they're not going to school, just like put a gun to their head and say, we're gonna arrest you if you don't go to school.
It's ridiculous.
It's like a nice parallel to like hitting your children, kind of like. Like
This
I
is
want the solution.
it's literally
I'm
advocating
going
for
to
like
use
child
force
abuse.
to try to get the solution.
And then okay, so let's examine this aspect. So now the parents, right, who probably like if they're poor can barely keep their fucking household a household, right? Now they have to worry about going to fucking prison. Right? So while they're at work, they have to have fucking anxiety attacks over their fucking child forcing them to go to prison. Right? Like and like so you send the parent to prison for I don't know 6 months. They're going to lose their job. Even if it's for like a week, they're going to lose their fucking job. They have no job security. So what does throwing these fucking parents in prison even accomplish? Like it's absurd. And it also just sows discord in the family. Like, if a parent is upset at a kid because a kid's not functioning well, and not every parent is going to be a compassionate scholar in fucking psychology. They're not going to understand how a child probably has other, external factors, making them uncomfortable and other stuff. And then also it's a systematic problem where maybe, their child gets picked on at school because of something, and, it's just, there's so many factors here, and it's just putting all of the blame on the parent is just absurd to me. And this is only
What's the definition of a kid here? What is the definition of a kid here?
Anyone 18 or younger?
Okay, so hypothetically you're 16 and your parent or your home life is very bad, and you know that if you just don't go to school, you can get your parents arrested and thrown in jail. I don't know. I'm thinking that's not a good idea. It's they're rebellious teenagers, and
yeah,
I think this could just be bad on just children. If they think they have an option here, and I don't know, maybe it doesn't work out, but that's going to maybe hurt their home life even more, because I don't know.
It's her solution. It's not a solution. It's just her being a fucking babbling lunatic for big money, and
I just think there's so many factors here that's just not being addressed at all.
She
whatsoever.
literally she laughs in this. She literally laughs at the idea of killing innocent people. That's what this is. This is laughing at the idea of killing innocent people. Oh, this is a great idea. My staff went bananas, but I love it.
Even aside from this truancy shit, didn't she also she was against the idea of some kind of rehabilitation? I forget exactly what it was.
Oh, we have this whole thread here we can look at. We can just go to the next clip.
She wanted to she wanted to keep people in prison because without them they wouldn't have enough labor, free prison labor.
Yeah. And even though she knew that a lot of the there's cases where people were confirmed innocent but wrongfully convicted. She knew that they were innocent. People brought it to her. Her staffers brought it to her. It's there's an innocent person that, is kind of in jail right now. We kind of figured out that they're innocent. Maybe we should do something about it. That'd be pretty cool. And she was like, nope. That would ruin the statistic. Sorry. Got a good crime, arrest rate going on here. So, innocent guy is going to have to stay in jail. Sorry. She's evil. She's evil. She's a scumbag. This is a sociopathic fucking evil fucking scumbag. The fact that Kamala Harris isn't in fucking prison right now, this is ridiculous. She should not be running for president.
Alright, are we going to go through this whole thread? Because we spent 15 minutes on that one.
I want to go through this whole thread.
What's our time?
This is a really good thread. They also talk about Cory Booker, which is also someone I want to talk about. But maybe we can save this for another time. There's lots of shit
about Kamala later.
There's lots of shit about Kamala Harris I want to talk about. But
we're going to have plenty of time to talk about Kamala in 2020.
That is true. That is true. We can do one at a time. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more shit that surfaces by this weekend. But either way, Kamala Harris she's an authoritarian. She is a cop. She is a criminal.
She calls herself the top cop of
Yeah, she is a literal evil scumbag. She's an evil scumbag, and I will not, like, I could not possibly sleep well at night knowing that, like, someone like this has any power. These are the people that should be arrested. Kamala Harris should be in prison forever because she's an evil fucking scumbag cunt. And all the people like her should just be thrown away and cast away from society. Like, when you destroy the lives of innocent people, like, you are no longer, like, in the same level of society. You have lost your privileges, and I'm sorry. Like, she should not be where she is right now, and it's gross. It's a failure of the fundamental system that we live in and operate in, that she has any political capital to spend, and that she has potential political or presidential possibility. It's just, I can't. Anyway, so let's move on.